All right, Shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash, double honors to the apostles of GMS, and sincere Shalom to the brothers out here pushing this truth and sincerity. And what I have here is a clip of pollution turns Argentinian lake lagoon bright pink. So in this part, me going into it, it says this striking pink lagoon in southern Argentina is a sight to behold for all the wrong reasons. It says the color is caused by sodium sulfite, an antibacterial product used in fish factories. So how did it end up in a lagoon? And we all know it's Esau's doing. How else would it get there? It was the question answered itself. But the thing is, I'll be Salaki. But the thing is, when you go into it, sodium sulfite is not the cause of the pollution, because sodium sulfite is technically salt, but when it hits the water, Salaki, when it hits the water, it's colorless. At least it's supposed to be. Like if you were supposed to get it out of a faucet, basically out of a faucet. But the thing is, what it's doing is showing all the pollution or the gunk that's in the bottom of it, and it's showing the color or making the color visible. That it's a pinkish purple or pink. So it's just showing all the pollution. So you go into basically the whole. And actually, I'm gonna get that scripture while I'm at it. But sodium sulfite is just showing the colors because, again, it's an antibacterial product used in fish factories. So what's the antibacterial doing in water that has natural bacteria, but with natural bacteria, it's not supposed to show any color. But this is, but this is unnatural bacteria. This is where you get the pollution and some of the waters in different cities or states where you can see the water is green. Like where I live, there you go downtown, the water is green, and we know it's polluted because we didn't have some guys that came from other states, because downtown's a tourist attraction. So they came from other states, came down, they jumped into the water. Mind you, the water is dirty. It's been known for dead bodies being down there, anyways. So after a while, the CDC pulled them up and had to quarantine them in the hospital. So you know that this is something wrong here. So if this same sodium sulfite was to be taken into even say downtown or basically anywhere in the world, this is what it looks like. This is what you see. So I went to go look into it a little bit. When you ask what is sodium, which we know is a chemical element, it says sodium is a chemical element with a symbol Na and an atomic number 11. It is a soft, silvery white, highly reactive metal. Mind you, sodium is something we technically intake and have in our bodies because sodium is salt. Sodium is salt. So we know sodium is white, like a crystal, from there, it's like sake, but it's basically our what we made up of. Now we know this. It's a highly reactive metal. Sodium is an alkali metal, being in group 1 of a periodic table. It is the only stable isotope is Na, which I forgot what Na is, but it's basically, as I was mentioning, it's basically salt. So we move on to the next thing. Sulfate. Sulfate is an anion with a empirical formula. So it's basically salt, acid, and peroxides. So salt, acid, and peroxide. So you mix sodium, or basically salt, acid, and peroxide all together. This is what you get, and it's supposed to be an antibacterial for fish. Now, to put this in something that's dirty, this is what it's going to pop up with. Is with that color is pink, because it's polluted, and we know Esau is in charge of all that mess, because how else would it get there? This is Ezekiel 7:21, and I will give and I will give it into the hands of the strangers for a prey, and to the wicked of the earth for a spoil, and they shall pollute it. And that's what Esau always does. He goes everywhere to pollute something, no matter where he goes. Everywhere he goes is polluted. Whether it's the water, the land, the food, the people, the air, even our own clothes. Technically, there's no escaping that. There's never have been. For him to be dumping more stuff into the water already says a lot. It's bad enough that this place is actually well known, or any place is well known for dumping trash into the water. But to dump chemicals into the water, there's also nothing new. But to be dumping something like this, to be changing colors of water, that says a lot. And that's all Esau has ever done, is basically destroy the earth. This is Job 30:8. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. So even amidst all this pollution of the water and food and things we got to deal with, Esau's still the worst. Because he's the one who's doing all this. He's the one that's polluting the earth. Give it time. I wouldn't be surprised if that stuff start popping up over here. Or anywhere for that matter. I wouldn't even call this the start of it. This has just been an ongoing thing. But you're going to start seeing more strange things going on that shouldn't even be there. That shouldn't even be going on here. But hey, it's all of the Lord's doing. But that's all I wanted to go into. Just a quick video going into that. So with that, shalom.